I want to close with one of my favorite little stories from Scott Peck, who talks about a religious order, a monastery that had fallen on hard times. No one was participating in the monastic life. The order was down to about 8 or 10 brothers, monks, who faithfully cared for the decaying property and the grounds the best they could. And yet they could attract no new life, no new young men to the order. And the monks had been together for so long and they were so close, they'd become a bit psychic. And they knew that every so often there was a rabbi who would retreat to the neighboring woods in a little hermitage. He would come from another city, and when he needed a respite, he would come to this little hermitage in the woods. And they could feel this. They could sense it. They were kind of psychic. They knew when he was there. The energy just kind of floated over to the monastery. And so one day, one of the brothers said, "The rabbi is in the woods. The rabbi is in the woods." And so then they convinced Father Abbot, the head of the monastery, to go visit with the rabbi, maybe get some advice, his opinion on how they might restore or renew monastic life and attract some new folks. So finally, Father Abbot agreed, and he trekked into the woods, and he knocked on the door of the little hermitage, and the rabbi graciously invited him in, and he asked him to sit. He poured tea, and they talked, they shared, and after the abbot poured out his heart about the plight of the monastery, the rabbi said, "Oh, I understand. It's the same way at the synagogue. The young people don't come anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't have any advice for you at all." But he said simply, "Remember this, the Messiah might be one of you." And so the abbot made his way back to the monastery, and they were all anxious to hear the advice of the rabbi. And somewhat dejected and disheartened, the abbot said, "Oh, he had no advice. He wasn't helpful at all. All he said was, the Messiah might be one of us." And so they began to think and conjecture about who the Messiah might be. Well, certainly it has to be Father Abbot, our dynamic spiritual leader. He's so wise and so good. Certainly it has to be you, Father Abbot, but maybe not. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's Brother Al. No, Brother Al. He's kind of cranky, but he has such a deep, heartfelt love for everybody. He accepts everybody just as they are. Maybe it's Brother Al. Or what about Brother Buzz? Maybe it's Brother Buzz. But no, his head's always in the clouds. He's always thinking about something else, but he's so ready to serve. He would give you the shirt off his back. Maybe it is Brother Buzz. Or how about Brother Dan? Well, Brother Dan, he doesn't even have a college degree. But he possesses this innate wisdom. He always knows the right thing to say. He always has the answer when it comes to the important decisions. Maybe it is Brother Dan. Or what about Brother John? Well, Brother John, he's over the hill. He's 80-something years. It couldn't be Brother John. But Brother John is always at the right place at the right time. Maybe it is Brother John. Well, they kept conjecturing, and they went on, and on the off chance that one of them might be the Messiah, they started treating everybody with this amazing respect and gratitude and esteem. And it just kind of changed the aura of the place. And then one day, there was a young couple that were picnicking on the grounds under the gazebo. A young couple in love, and the young man, he sensed this aura, this love, this respect. And he said, Father Abbot, I'd like to come back someday and talk to you about your monastery. And he came back, and he came back again and again, and finally, he took his vows, and he joined the order. And then another young man came, and another, and another. And today, that monastery is a vibrant, thriving, alive place. if we treated each other like we were the Messiah? What would the world look like if we treated each other like we were God in disguise?